We are joined this morning by Murphy Smith, 2006 Shen grad with the Blue Jays organization, and was named to the Eastern League AllStar AA team. 3-3 record with a 1.54 ERA in 26 games. And Murphy Smith joins us here on Big Board Sports. Murphy, Roger Weiland, and Brady Farkas, good morning to you.
Good morning, Roger and Brady. It's good to be here. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Pleasure to have you on, man. First of all, let's start with you being selected to the All-Star game in Akron. That's got to be a nice honor, and meaning you're doing something right at the AA level right now.
Yeah, that's correct. Definitely, having a good year, statistically speaking, and things are going well. So it's definitely an honor to be selected. At any level or any league. It's an honor.
Is this one of your best seasons? I mean, you've been doing this for a while. Would you rank this as one of your better years so far?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't had too many years in my career where I've been a reliever, so it's kind of hard to compare starting years to relieving years. But just in terms of just raw execution of pitches, I feel like I'm doing that at the highest level this year in comparison to years past.
Well, you mentioned you started your career as a starter. What was the transition like, Murphy, to a relief pitcher?
For me, I tried to just kind of keep it simple and just call it, whether you're pitching in the first inning or the ninth inning, it's still pitching you against the batter. For me, I tried to keep it as simple as that. Obviously, there's some different preparation that goes on. Whether you know what you're doing every 5 days as a starter, as a reliever, you kind of have to figure out something that works for you on a daily basis to make sure you're ready to pitch. And so there's some subtle differences there, but when it comes down to it, pitching is pitching to me.
Murphy, you're 28 years old, and I've got a different vantage point, obviously, and a different perspective, having played behind you at Shen, a guy who, I looked up to you as a pitcher coming through the program, and some people may question why you're still making a run at the majors at the age of 28, but I tell them, hey, he's chasing a dream, and I have full support and respect your decision to do so. Why do you keep coming back? What's the motivation to keep playing at the AA level right now?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Brady. It's kind of hard to say. They obviously, kind of the old adage that minor league baseball, the grind is definitely true. It's it's not easy. The pay's not great. The travel stuff. But at the end of the day, if you can, every year, if I look myself in the mirror and I tell myself like I can still do this, I can still compete at a high level, and I believe I am a major leaguer. It's just a matter of time before I get that opportunity. And I just kind of tell yourself that. I feel like you kind of have to owe it to yourself, to your friends, your family, coaches, all the way back to Little League baseball. It's like, I've been working at this for a really long time, and if I believe there's still some, ability and fight in the tank, then I got to keep giving it a go.
How positive are they with you in your organization, Murph, in terms of, do you think there's a good chance or a chance that you will get called up to AAA? Have they given you any indication that could happen?
No, they kind of, from my experience, you kind of usually get kind of left in the dark when it comes to that kind of stuff. It's probably for the better, rather than knowing what future plans are with guys. I think that way you just go out, do your job, compete day in and day out, and, let those things kind of take care of themselves.
What advice do you have for Jeff Hoffman?
Yeah, I got a chance to play with Jeff a little bit last year. Guy's a tremendous talent, all the talent in the world. I think he just has to kind of, just keep doing what he's doing. He'll be totally fine. He's got a really bright career ahead of him.
And how about Ian Anderson?
Yeah, to Ian, definitely a huge congrats to him. Obviously, he's a Shen alum, as big a fan as any, so I thought that was really awesome to see. And, I think you kind of just got to, from day one, you get in the organization, just kind of hit the ground running. The game doesn't wait for anybody, so you got to just, like I said, kind of hit the ground running, get to work. And, it sounds like he's a tremendously talented kid, so I think he too has a really bright future ahead of him, and I'm definitely rooting for him.
Murph, you just mentioned Shen, you being a fan, me as well, having both played there. We both were on teams that got close, but not close enough. Shen this year wins the first state championship in program history. What was that like for you to see from afar?
Yeah, that was really cool. I think when I was there and you as well, we definitely had some really good teams and just fell a little bit short. And it was unfortunate that it happened, but I'm really happy for those guys that they got to experience it and kind of take it the whole way. And I know Chris Adula was the coach there, and he was my coach in JV baseball. I'm real happy for him that he got to experience that as well.
Talking with Murphy Smith, 2006 Shen grad with the Toronto Blue Jays, and congrats to him on making the AA All-Star team for the Eastern League with a 3-3 record and a 1.54 ERA in 26 games. Our guest here on Big Board Sports and 104.5 The Team. Murph, how about your start and everything you've been through from day one? I mean, I coached the 9-year-old team up here and these young guys, and we pay so close attention to the pitch count. I know in Colony, it's like when they get to a certain limit, man, we shut them down because you can really mess up your arm at a very young age. You've been able to stay, for the most part, healthy with the arm?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely important. I had a little bit of a shoulder issue just for about a month at the end of year last year, but other than that, fortunately, I've been pretty lucky with that. I mean, the throwing motion in general, I think in baseball is a little bit unnatural for the human body. So, injuries will happen. They can be, freak, or I think the best we can do is try and, limit the chance of an injury, whether that means, proper arm care or proper rest. And, from the time I was young, we had good coaches and parents that, made sure guys weren't overused. I don't think the pitch count rules were as strict, but I think the parents just had good common sense. And, nobody got really too overworked. And, for me, fortunately, obviously, that was a very good thing. And, high school, college, I had good coaches all the way through that kind of, made sure, obviously we wanted to win, but, player safety was very important and high on that priority list.
Murphy, there was a lot made about 2 weeks ago on the payment scale in minor league baseball, and you touched on it a little while ago about how the pay is tough at that level. You guys work, 10, 12 hours a day, and you're talking 9, 10-hour bus rides, but you're certainly not compensated that way. Can you just shed some light on kind of what it is like at the minor league level for you guys monetarily?
Yeah, I've been at it for a while, so fortunately I'm kind of in the minor league free agent years where, guys can be compensated a little better, and I can tell you it's like night and day. It's a whole new level of comfort. But when when you're talking your first few years in an organization, you're making maybe I think it starts out at around like $1,200 a month or so, and you're only getting paid in season. You don't get paid in the off season. So for some guys who if you're drafted in later rounds, you don't have maybe like a big signing bonus to fall back on. It means getting an off-season job and trying to just make ends meet. It's real interesting to hear everyone's story. Like the more years I play, just kind of meet more and more new players, and kind of everyone's got a different background where they came from, or how they've just made ends meet just to be playing for as long as they are. And there's other guys obviously who if you make it through the minor league system quickly and get to that, kind of that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, in the major leagues, obviously, things are a little easier, but, it's obviously not glorious, but we're all kind of in it for the same reason. Everyone's fighting for that dream to play in the major leagues. And, as tough as it is, I think, it's probably worth it at the end of the road. Well,
you obviously got the work ethic, Murph. You're not giving up on this dream, and obviously having a very, very good season. So that's outstanding. Do you have a go-to pitch, by the way? What is your go-to pitch?
For me, I would say it's my fastball. Fastball command is kind of the strength of my game, and I would say I kind of live and die with that.
And it's been pretty good for you this season. Hey, Murph, good luck in the AA All-Star game. We will be paying attention for sure, and thanks for a few minutes here on Big Board Sports.
Yeah, thanks a lot.